he makes me do that every time.
I don't make you do that.
No, you kind of do.
I do now.
Yeah, you do. Welcome, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome
guys.
to our 17th official episode of WAW. And if you will notice, we have a new set.
Yes. This is all her doing.
Yep. I felt like we needed just a little bit of pizzazz. So if you look to your right, probably actually my right, your left, you got to move your head. We have a beautiful sign that Shelly, one of our administrators for Led Zeppelin, made for Jim, and it says Jim's world famous guitar lounge. And then to my left, maybe your right, we have my signature statement that says, keep your eyelashes long and your standards high. Because it's all about the eyelashes, right? I feel like it is.
Whatever. How you doing, guys? Welcome to WAW, the show where important topics of the day are largely ignored.
And foolishness reigns supreme.
And we're here to ask the eternal question,
What's happening? All right, welcome everybody. So we have a very special guest tonight. Can you hear it beeping? My ear beeping?
I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a very special guest tonight. And not only is he a special guest, but he's one of our very best friends. In fact, we call them, our BFF couple.
Really?
Which is Larry and Nikki.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I like to refer to her as Nickers.
Yeah, and we actually met at a Led Zeppelin show years ago.
Yeah. No.
Years ago.
Oh, because I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know if you met Larry.
Hi, Pamela. Hi, Rick.
Hi, guys. Hi, Rick. Hi, Pamela. But we didn't really get to know each other until we met at the World's Greatest Tribute. Hey, Nick. Thanks for joining us. I didn't know you would have any interest in the guest tonight, but
hi, Kimberlyn Smith. Hi, guys. So we met Larry at because I feel like we met.
You met him at the World's Greatest. I met him at a show at the Grove.
Wow.
With Led Zeppelin, but years ago. But
did I meet? We
only had a brief conversation. I don't think you did. You were probably somewhere else in the building. But,
yeah.
But once we did meet and we had a chance to, really have a chance to have a conversation, man, everything just, it was just like completely interlocked.
We loved each other. And can I just throw out a little fun fact?
Sure.
Led Zeppelin was the first tribute band that Larry ever saw. And I'm sure we're going to talk about this. But I just think that's so interesting that Led Zeppelin is the first tribute band that he ever really kind of had, knowledge of. He didn't really know about tribute bands, or maybe he did, but Led Zeppelin was the first one he ever saw.
Yeah.
And after he saw them, he was like, oh, okay. Original music. I'm going to be working on original. No, I think he liked it.
Yeah. Okay, so who are our sponsors tonight? Hey, Henry.
Hey, Henry. Hi, hi, you guys. Hi, Bob Bacon. Mr. Mike McManus, our guest from last week. Hello, Mr.
Mike.
Hey, kids.
How you doing, brother?
I love the fact that he calls us kids because it makes me just feel young. Thank you, Mike, for making me feel young every time you say that.
So, yeah, Nick says Led Zeppelin was the first tribute band that Larry took.
That is so funny. That's amazing. Well,
yeah.
Hopefully you liked it, Larry, because you are one of the top tribute guitar players I think he's in every band ever, right?
Either he's in the band or he's subbed for them.
Yeah,
one or the other.
I think he's in every tribute band on the tribute roster right now.
So yeah, who are our sponsors tonight?
Our first sponsor is our dear friend and wonderful mechanic, Calvin Ellis.
Yes.
From Calvin's Auto Repair. He is, I'm telling you, we say this every week and we mean it. He is the best of the best. Calvin Ellis, 501 East Glen Oaks Boulevard. You guys, if you have to get your car worked on, drive to Glendale. You won't be sorry.
Or actually be towed to Glendale, more appropriate.
Or that. Hopefully it doesn't get to the point where you need to be towed, because that means you waited too long.
Yeah, we don't wish automotive problems on you, but if you do happen to have any, we have the guy for you.
Yeah, we
Calvin
don't wish him, but I'm sure Calvin does.
Yeah,
he
no,
doesn't.
Calvin's awesome.
But
So-
here's another little cherry on the top of the sundae right here.
What's that? Oh, hey, 10% off if you mention WAW. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah. So go into Calvin's Auto Repair, and Calvin is located at 501 East Glen Oaks Boulevard in Glendale, California. Tell them that WAW or Jim and Blondie sent you, and you will get 10% off of whatever you want. Calvin does not sell cars, so don't ask him for a car. But you can get, an oil change. You can get a catalytic converter. Is it
catalytic?
You always do that to me.
Catalytic converter.
But here's the thing. They know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let me give you an example of the type of guy Calvin is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I came in with my 2002 Toyota Camry, which I still have, still drive it around town here. It's about 185,000 miles on it now. But my engine light came on. And so I took it to Calvin, said, Calvin, can you, put your little sensor on there and find out what it is? He checked it out and he says, it's your catalytic converter. That's what it's saying. That's what the code is saying. And I said, okay, how much would that be? $1,300. Unfortunately, that's about $300 more than the car itself is worth.
Hi, Corlin. Hi, Tim.
So he said, you know what? He says, let me just turn the light off, internally, and take the car, see if it stays off. If it stays off, no problem. You won't need to have any work done. We did that, and the engine light has been off to this day. But how many mechanics do you know that would do that?
No,
they would just say, no, it's $1,300. That's what it is. He didn't say that, right?
We love our mechanics so much that we took him to Puerto Vallarta with us.
That's right. That's right.
but he's not our mechanic. He's our friend. He's our friend, and then our mechanic. But we swear away.
No, I know, and because he's so busy, he's usually not able to take a vacation with us. But at some point, we're going to have him and TZ come with us again. It was a great time, and they've been great friends for years.
Larry Leon wants to know, does Calvin have blinker fluid?
Blinker fluid.
You know what? I've seen that video. Are you targeting me on that one? Because
there you go, Larry. Have at it, brother.
I've seen husbands send their wives into AutoZone for blinker fluid, and you know what? I might be the smart blonde on that one, because I would know there was not blinker fluid. Although I don't know unless I saw the video, so I don't know. It's hilarious, and they're not cheap. Hey, Robin. Hey, Mitch.
Hi, Robin. Hey,
Woot
Mitch.
and Hampton, come alive. You can't get better than that. You are right.
Hampton
and you know
comes
what?
alive. Yeah, there you go.
We love every minute of every Woot and Hampton moment. It's amazing. He's one of our very best friends.
Yeah, before we get any further, let's tell you about the shows that are happening this week. Isn't it great to be able to talk about live shows happening again? This is awesome.
We're excited.
I'm telling you guys, my calendar's filled up through the end of December, and a lot of exciting things are happening, possibly on the horizon for Led Zeppelin. We'll be able to tell you more about that in the weeks to come.
Yeah.
But
thankfully, it's filling up.
So for this weekend, we have Led Zeppelin at Harvell's in Santa Monica. However, it's already sold out.
Ooh.
Thank you for everybody that bought tickets. You guys are awesome. Can't thank you enough for your support.
Out? So are you saying that anybody who has not bought a ticket at this point cannot get into the show?
You may be able to call them to find out if any more tickets have been released, but at this point, it is an officially sold out show.
So here's my mission statement. If there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, there you go.
So work it out. We'll work it out.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to come, thank you, Tammy. We're excited to see Larry too. So grateful it's up again was awesome on Saturday. They were awesome on Saturday. They were fun.
Thank you so much,
That was
Tammy.
a fun night.
That was a blast.
And
thanks to everybody who
packed out house.
Oh man, the canyon was absolutely off the hook. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Now, if you didn't get tickets for Led Zeppelin at Harvell's, you got another option. Do you know what that is?
What?
TLR. The Long Run is going to be playing that night. However, I will not be with them. My good friend and brother in arms, Whit Petrell, will be filling
Where are we
in for
gonna
me.
be?
We're going to be at Harvell's in Santa Monica. But TLR is going to be at the Oxnard Performing Arts Center, which is a beautiful, beautiful facility. You will absolutely love this place. So if you didn't get tickets to Led Zeppelin and you're looking for something fun to do on Saturday night, I highly recommend the Long Run Experience the Eagles at the Oxnard Performing Arts Center.
So you guys, I just want to ask, do you like our new set?
Hey, this is all her, guys.
I did the set. Do you like it?
If it was me, it'd be like, hey,
WAW, This Is Us, Dream, Jim's Famous Guitar Lounge, and then Keep Your Lashes Long and Your Standards High. This is our new set. And I actually designed it this afternoon.
But obviously her standards aren't that high because look who she married.
Well, they are high. My standards are as long as my eyelashes.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, right. Oh, and
Thank you, Tammy.
On Sunday, guys, we're going to show you another video at the end of this broadcast.
Yeah.
But we want to encourage you once again to come out to the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood.
No more green screen, Ray. And yes, we did not like the green screen. It cut off the extra. You know, we're all about the hair. Oh, we haven't done the hair.
Oh, wait. Okay, so
we're all about the hair and the green screen. The green screen, sorry, the green screen cut off the the fluff that we like to have.
And
it
it's
kind of
harder
flattened our hair. So I built this set. I literally see all these little wood pieces. I put those on by hand this afternoon.
She absolutely did.
Hung the pictures for you.
Manny,
so we would have a beautiful set.
All right for fighting. That's what Manny said.
What is it?
Saturday night's all right for fighting. Hey, Joe. Where are you going with that gun in your hand? Actually, they're going to see the beat
set. Bob didn't notice the set because we look so awesome.
Bob! Thank you, Bob. Hi, Lisa.
We have a new set.
You too. Thanks for tuning in,
drink
guys.
after the show or during, whatever works.
So we want to encourage everybody to put in your vote for who's having the best hair day today.
He does this to himself every time. Okay, people, put it in. Let's get this over with.
Okay, so wait, I didn't finish.
Looks great. Carla says it looks great.
Oh, thank you, Carla. That's her. That's all her. You know, if it was me doing this, I'd have a black sheet behind me and that'd be it.
Well, if it was him doing it, he would be sleeping like he was this afternoon. Did I say that out loud? I feel like I did. I said that out loud.
Wait, Scott Hathaway says,
Brenda,
love the set.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
And Ray just said the real set is much better.
It's very real. There's real pictures, real shelf, real little letters, pictures over here, plant. I mean, it's all real. So,
wait, Tammy says Brenda, of course. Wait, Tammy,
no, don't.
What?
Hey, let them vote without like harassment.
I'm not giving them any harassment.
You harass them.
They're harassing me by saying I'm not having the better.
If they pick me, you cannot harass them. Oh, people are calling. So I have to turn my phone on silent. Sorry, guys. That was like, so if they want to pick me, you cannot harass them.
I'm not
you
harassing
kind of
them.
did. No,
am I harassing
if you would like to pick me,
I was just questioning your judgment. That's all I was doing.
Don't feel pressured by Jim's harassment on Better Hair Day.
Okay, so wait.
No,
Rick says the show cannot officially start until Blondie shows her glass of wine. Where's your glass?
Well, here's my.
While you're doing
it's a blingy glass today. Yes, it's not a glass of wine, but it's kind of a blingy glass. Tammy's throwing you your bone and says your hair looks wonderful.
Oh,
too.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. I feel much better now.
Your hair looks good. No, Jim's hair always looks good.
Wait. Nick says the last time that she voted, she wound up in FB jail.
What did Nick say I spelled wrong?
And well deserved, Nick.
I spelled spills wrong?
Just kidding. You spelled spills wrong.
What spills in what? What spills where? Maybe I was...
Something's spilled. I don't know.
But,
okay, so guys, Sunday.
Mike McManus. Brenda makes everything look pretty, even her snacks. Mike,
I can't compete with her except in the hair department. Mike, I'm hoping to be able to compete in that one.
I win every week. Every week.
I've been counting the votes, and I know you guys are giving me some love, so thank you.
Just a little.
But
just because I want to keep you eating.
Wait. No, you're not letting me finish this announcement.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sunday, guys. Sunday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., the Zemed brothers are going to be doing their tribute to the Everly brothers.
Nikki says the show cannot officially start till I spill my glass of wine. That's why I have a no spill cup. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, guys. The Zemed brothers are going to be doing their tribute to the Everly brothers at the El Portal Theater. There's a 2 o'clock show. There's a 7 o'clock show.
Father's Day.
On Father's Day.
Yep.
June 20th. We're going to be at the 7 o'clock show. So if you'd like to come out and spend your Father's Day, we're going to be there. We'd love to see you and chat with you a bit. Any of you remember Adrian Zemed from T.J. Hooker and Grease 2?
That was the one with Heather Locklear and T.J. Hooker. Heather Locklear and who was the...
Heather Locklear and William Shatner. Do you remember
it was
Adrian
a cop
Zemed?
show. It was a cop show.
So Adrian Zemed's 2 sons have a tribute to the Everly brothers, and we're going to see them this Sunday night. Go to the FB page of El Portal and click on the event, and you can get tickets for a $17 discount. They're normally $42. You can get them for $25. Beautiful theater, not a bad seat in the house. And rumor has it that Adrian Zemed is actually going to come that night and sing a song with his sons.
Well, that would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
But I think what's even more amazing is he raised his sons on the classic music of the Everly brothers. So that's kind of cool.
Nick says she loves the Everlys.
Yeah, I mean, the Everly brothers
you
have
and Larry
great
got to come
hits.
down.
And you guys stick around for after the show because we're going to show you a really cool video.
Yeah, we're going to show you a video of the
So I'm going to do one more shameless plug, and then we're going to bring on our very special guest, Mr. Larry Hampton. And I do this every week, and I talk about my mugs. And
you got a beautiful mug. Why wouldn't you want to talk about it?
Okay, trying to win points here, little mister. But you're doing it. You're doing a good job. You guys, I do tumblers, which I will personalize these tumblers for you guys. These are tumblers that I've made. It's called the Blondie Collection. If you go on theblondiecollection.com, order a tumbler. In fact, I think I made Larry a tumbler for Ktell AllStars, which is his new...
You should have it in the graphic.
Yeah, I should have, but I didn't. So you guys go on www.theblondiecollection.com, and I feel like I have it here somewhere. Maybe I don't. All right, maybe I don't, but it's pretty easy. The www.theblondiecollection.com, and order a tumbler from me, and I will make you a really cool tumbler. So that being said, have we finished all of our sponsors and ads
we're ready to move forward.
Shows and promotions because we're going to bring on our very special guest and game partner extraordinaire.
Game night partner.
Game night partner.
Yes.
So we do a game night about once a month, and Larry Hampton and Nikki Knickers, as they call her, are involved in this game night, and they are competitive. Yeah. They like to win, and they usually do, because the wine sets in after a while.
Right. Oh, so
Jim always says I'm the worst partner after a couple.
I'm handicapped in that.
It's all fun and no competition with me.
Yeah,
that's good though. I'm not an
except when it comes to me. When we're playing games together, she wants to drive me into the ground.
Yeah, right? Well, because I want to win.
Yeah, I know.
It's all about
Why
winning.
don't you do that when you're doing competing against couples?
I was good. I thought you were going to say something X-rated. I was like, my mom is watching right now. Just be nice.
Okay, so let's let Hampton come alive.
Well, I mean, do you want to give a little intro on the intro that we're gonna?
Okay, so we're going to talk about all the tribute groups that Larry is involved in, but his pet project is actually the K-Tel All Stars, which many of you have seen, and you know how fantastic
and
they
it
are.
is just blown up. But he started this thing right before the pandemic, but he still managed to keep this thing just blazing.
Yeah,
blazing.
Yeah. It's they're starting to work quite a bit more, and when I'm not working, I love to go see them. They're one of my absolute favorite bands. So we're going to show you a little clip of them right now.
All right, ready?
The Ktell All Stars present the super hits of the 70s. All the hits, all the stars. You'll get Sweet Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
Blinded by the light, revved up like a deuce, another runner in the night.
10cc.
The weather turns and all the lines are down, the things we do for love, the things we do for love.
Pilot.
It's magic, you know.
You'll hear the Raspberries, Electric Light Orchestra, Kansas, Rare Earth, Little River Band, Nick Gilder, and Elvin Bishop. Looking Glass. Andrew Gold. Superstar Paul McCartney and Wings. Jefferson Starship. AM Radio Gold. Number one hits and one hit wonders. The K-Tel All Stars. Available now.
I don't know. I don't see him.
All right. Well, there you are. Hi.
Hey guys. Hey.
That was a long one. Welcome, Larry Hampton. Welcome.
Hey, thanks guys. Glad to be here.
Great to have you, Larry.
Thanks.
We didn't. We wanted to share all of the really specific information about you once we got into it here, but you know, we spoke with Larry a little earlier today, and we realized even though we've known him for what has it been like 7 years
About
now?
7 years,
As some of our best friends, he and his girlfriend Nikki. There was a lot of personal information that we didn't know about him until this morning. So there's a good chance that you probably don't know about it either out there. So we're gonna ask him about that. If you don't mind, Larry, we can jump right into asking you, where were you born and where did you grow up?
Yeah, I was born in Redondo Beach, California, and grew up in the South Bay, largely LA. Torrance was where I went to high school, and went to the beach all the time. So I consider myself a beach boy, man. I've been SoCal, born and raised. Yeah. Oh.
So, Larry,
there you are.
Did you always want to be a musician? Did you always have aspirations to be in the music business, or what was your when you were? I mean, I know I've seen pictures of you when you were a teenager playing music, so I feel like that might have been something that you wanted to do. But when did you realize music was your passion? Great
question. Well, you know, I guess neither of my parents were musicians, but my great-grandparents were. As it turned out, I didn't know that. But there was always something about music that just struck a chord with me, no pun intended. I remember being a little boy driving in my mom's car to school and listening to the radio. I think it was KHJ in Southern California at the time. And I think it was a Donny Osmond song, or maybe it was David Cassidy or something like that. But I remember being able to sing to it and being so proud. I go, Mom, watch what I can do. And I would actually singing on pitch to this sound. And I didn't understand what it was at the time, but I was so fascinated by that. And I remember being just, as a young boy, just marveling at the music that would come out during that period of time. I remember listening to Goodbye Yellow Brick Road for the first time, that record. and just being completely blown away, like listening to ELO for the first time and the Boston's first record and Styx and of course Zeppelin and all that. I guess I got a little bit spoiled because I just assumed that every record that came out, Foreigner and, I mean, I remember the two of the big records my mom would listen to all the time on 8-track was the Eagles' Greatest Hits and Fleetwood Mac Rumors. And these are songs that just got so embedded in me, and I just became so in love with and so mesmerized by the sound, how it made me feel. I guess I don't know that I ever had designs on being a professional until one day I remember driving in my mom's car to school and hearing this song called Beth on the radio and being pretty, moved by it. And it was about, I think I'll date myself here now. I think I was about 8 years old. And I had just saved up enough money to buy my first record. So I went to, I don't know, whatever store it was, Gemco or Zodi's or Kmart or I don't know, and went to the album bins and kind of fished through them. And I saw this record that had these 4 characters on it that looked like superheroes or cartoon characters. And it was, and I was fascinated by it. So I bought this record with my own money. First time I ever bought a record with my own money, and brought it home, with kind of Beth in my head. And I put it on my little turntable, which was my favorite Christmas gift I had just gotten a little while prior to that. And I put the music on, I heard this person working on their car and a radio playing, and I couldn't quite understand. All of a sudden this thing gets into and I tell you what, man, my 8-year-old little brain just just exploded. I was just blown away. And so kind of what the way I look at it and what I tell people is like, imagine being 8 years old and thinking to yourself, okay, you're telling me I can dress up like Batman, shoot fire out of my mouth, spit blood, and play guitar? Where the hell do I sign up for that? Like, there's nothing cooler to an 8-year-old kid, a boy, than Batman playing guitar with fire coming out of his mouth. I mean, that's when I said, I want to do that. That's.
So you actually started singing, but what inspired you to actually pick up an instrument? Was it the Kiss experience, do you think?
Yeah. It was funny because I remember telling my mom about that time that I really wanted to play guitar, and I think she didn't take me very seriously. And so I remember being at my friend's house, and we'd be playing these Kiss records, and we'd be jamming on air guitar. Like, we would just like doing a concert. We would do the whole Kiss Alive 1 concert, air guitar. Like, we'd have the moves down and just, I mean, and it's so silly now, but I was just so into it, man. I was so desperate to do it. In fact, I'll show you. Hang on, got a little guy here. This was a gift. A little bobblehead, Ace Frehley. I think it was about the age of 12, and they got me a little acoustic guitar beater, that I was working on. And I remember learning the very first song I ever learned on it, on 1 string. I learned the riff to Iron Man. Down, down, da 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 da, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. And then kind of when officially I started playing was on my 14th birthday. My grandparents, who I was living with at the time, who kind of raised me, gave me a certificate for lessons, and I started taking lessons. I didn't take them very long, but I started taking lessons around the age of 14, and that's when I kind of got into it really seriously. And it actually coincided with, I had changed schools at the age in 7th grade and kind of wasn't a nobody for 7th grade, and started dating a really popular girl in school and became real popular in 8th grade. And everybody was, I don't know, I was, all about me. I had this big head and was just a knucklehead. And then when I got in 9th grade, I went there, and of course, at the bottom of the barrel in 9th grade, and all the girls I used to hang out with started hanging out with the seniors and all that stuff. And so I'm like, man, what happened? So I started, playing guitar real heavily at that time. I used to, play for hours and hours a day, and just as a way to kind of, spend my time, since I wasn't in demand socially anymore. and it turned out to be a really good thing. I got really good during that period of time. Got into a couple of my first bands. I think my very first show was it was a bachelor party at a house next door to my drummer's house, and we played cover tunes, Van Halen and Judas Priest and Ozzy, and I don't even remember. And and then they sort of escorted us out when the night was going to get a little bit crazy, because I think we were in 7th grade or something, 8th grade, and it was epic. It was totally fun and crazy and scary, and same thing that still is today.
So Larry, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So I feel like I might know the answer, but I don't think anybody else does. What is something interesting that maybe we know about you, but no one else does?
I think we talked a little bit earlier. We were talking about how, like for about 20 years, I was involved in worship leading at a church in the Vineyard in Anaheim. And, I wrote a bunch of songs and actually, did some conferences and some records, produced a couple records, toured, parts of the world, Australia, New Zealand, England, Canada, different places. And it was a really great thing, a good part of my development in terms of just not only as a person, who I am spiritually and all that, but in terms of songwriting and having the music serve the song and learning that as a songwriter. That was really important, lesson then. I think I really learned from that. And also, just putting set lists together and working, leading a team, working with people who, are of different personalities, some flaky people showing up late, and people, all kinds of things, creative people it was actually a really, really good, sort of training ground for me to do what I'm doing now.
So we knew you did worship, and Jim led worship for our church for almost 22 years.
Yeah.
But we were searching for a worship song.
Well, no, it was really funny because you had just mentioned that to us.
Yeah.
Literally the previous World's Greatest Tribute Band show. You just mentioned that to me, that you had written some songs for Vineyard Music.
Which we did a lot of that in our church.
We did, I sang a lot of Vineyard songs in our church. But what was hilarious was the following weekend, I just had my iPod in the car, and Brenda says, "You want to find something that we can listen to?
Let's find some worship songs."
I was scrolling through the artists,
which we do. We play that a bit.
And we were scrolling through the artists, and we saw the name Larry Hampton.
We're like, no, that is not a. There must be another Larry Hampton somewhere.
So we put the song on and listened to it. We're like, that's Larry. That is Larry.
We still to this day throw that song on and sing loudly.
But
we love it.
You know what? It was really funny because I had actually led that song at our church. Yeah. And so immediately we called you up. He said, Larry. What? I can't believe this. Because I had written songs, but I didn't know they were actually out on commercially released albums.
It's the best song.
It was "Hail to the King" that we were listening to.
So Larry, I have a question for you. As I was doing a little research today, I did "Hail to the King." Do you know that there are a bunch of people on YouTube who have played that song over? You do? Okay.
Yeah, it's very sweet. I found out that it's a really popular song in the Korean church. I actually have heard it translated into Russian, and a couple of my songs I've heard the first song I wrote was I've heard it in Swedish. I know there's songs in or of course Spanish and stuff like that. It's a really touching thing, to think that a song that you wrote that was meaningful to you, and you put it out there and just kind of forget about it. And then people, you find out that, God, that, someone in Russia or Korea are singing it and they don't know you from Adam. And it just feels really, sweet in terms of your legacy, wanting to think that, left something of value behind, not just playing, Eagles music as much as I love to do that. It's kind of neat to have that thought that there's some other legacy out there.
Can you see
I
the?
lost him.
Oh.
There you are.
Oh,
You back?
hold on. Can you hear us?
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay. Can you see the questions that we post? So,
No, I see Michael Stevens says howdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can see it.
yes. So
Thank you, Michael. You're awesome, man. Michael Stevens and
You are
Wendy, his
Yeah.
beautiful bride, man. They are just the coolest people, and they're so supportive. And
Yes.
I just can't say enough about some of the fans that we are privileged to play for.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, we know about your lovely girlfriend, Nikki, and we love her. She's
Knickerbocker.
one of our best friends as well. But we know you also have some daughters. You want to tell us a little bit about them there?
Some gaga gorgeous daughters.
Well, I do have some beautiful daughters.
I didn't-
But
Christian,
but the daughters, yeah. It's
I have a
hard.
beautiful son too.
Girls around.
Yes, Christian's great.
Yeah, I have 4 kids. They're all basically grown now, which kind of dates me. There's my girls and my son on the left, or my left.
I mean, how much beautiful is that? That's beautiful.
Yeah, they are stunning. I mean, there's actually the daughter on I guess my left. I don't know. She's not the one with the hat, but the other side. Her name is Hannah. She just got engaged to be married, and they had this last weekend. They had this engagement party, and there's a picture of the 3 of them, and they are just stunning. But see, I'm the dad, so I'm very, very biased. But
I
they're
am
stunning.
not the dad or the mom, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful people. They're beautiful physically. They're beautiful inside. I'm very proud, very, very proud. And talk about legacy. That's the one that means the most, obviously.
Yeah.
Is that you leave behind these beautiful kids. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess we might as well get into the music end of it.
All right, let's go.
What was
Let's
the
do it.
first band you were ever in, Larry? I've never asked you that. What was the first band you ever played in?
I think we called ourselves Vengeance, and I think we misspelled it on accident, not on purpose. It was back in the day, like back in the 80s, when everybody would change the word. If they had a name with the I in it, they would change it to Y.
Why?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Striper, like Light,
Sure.
Lyght. We called ourselves Vengeance, I think, and it was spelled wrong. And we realized we had already made a shirt. I'm like, oh, dude, that's wrong. So, anyways, no. And then it was in a couple different bands in high school and cover bands in the beginning. I would play. Would play everything. We play, like I say, Randy Rhoads stuff, Ozzy, Van Halen stuff, Priest and Sabbath, and we'd go all the way up and play the Romantics and all kinds of just random stuff, and it was really, really fun. Had some great memories and learned a lot about playing. When you first start as a musician and you start playing music when you're not playing to the record and you're here and you're trying to work with other musicians, it's kind of disconcerting at first. It's a little bit, you sort of have to get your bearings a little bit, and then that's a really valuable lesson that we learn. So anyways, I kind of did that through high school. Toward the end of high school, I got really involved in the church, and I was in a Christian band for a while, which was Original Tunes. We did a record or 2, and had a little bit of music on the radio and stuff like that, but nothing too major. And then after that, I think I started having kids. I was about 20. I think my first child came when I was 28. So there was and we kind of had kids pretty quick. We had 4 of them within 6 years. So that era, you sort of just settled down a little bit and kind of that was kind of when I was in the church pretty heavily and still learning and playing and growing and all that. But I don't know. That was kind of it wasn't until probably 2006 or 7 when I started going out to see these crazy tribute bands. One of whom you're very familiar with. I can talk about that. I'll just tell you, man. So the guy I work with at my day job, which is I am a commercial real estate appraiser during the day. We for a long time were members of the foundation, the House of Blues Foundation room up in LA when that was going, and so we would have kind of dibs on all the shows, tickets and whatnot to shows and just VIP kind of stuff. And so one night I remember being there and it was I don't know if it wasn't my birthday yet. I did my birthday later. It was a night. It was Zepp again was playing, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's check this out. We're sitting in this little VIP section, and the lights go out, and it's just kind of quiet. And there's just sort of electricity in the air, which is kind of cool. And all of a sudden, the fog comes out on the stage, and this pin light comes down on Jim frickin' Wooten in a white outfit.
Was it in light? Was it in light?
Yes, on the keyboards, and he's doing the intro to In the Light, and I think the hair stood up on my neck. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I'm sorry for my language.
And say after that little solo, I have to ask Jim Wooten to take the trash out.
Oh, stop! Come on,
dude. Wait, I am not even done with this show.
Larry,
you have to say what?
We're done with In the Light, and he has light. I'd be like, Monday night, we need to take the trash.
You're breaking up a little bit. I heard taking the trash out after In the Light. I don't quite understand what happened there.
Yeah, she actually expects me to take the trash out.
Oh. I don't know.
Trash night.
But let me just tell you, so when that, and the Zepp fans know when that song kicks in and the ba-bum, ba-bum, the lights come on, at that time it was Steve Zukowski and Jim Kersey and Swan walks out and he just, hey, and I'm like, I'm in, man. I'm down. I'm totally in 100%. And I said to myself internally, if I could do something like this, like at this level, like this kind of cool, this is so cool. If I could do that, I would totally be down with doing a tribute. So that's how I opened up to that idea.
Well, you did, and with the K-Tel All Stars, I have to tell you, man.
Yeah. Well,
you nailed it.
That brings up the question: how many tribute projects are you currently in there, and what in what chronology did all that happen?
Yeah.
I mean, so when you were thinking to yourself, first of all, thanks for the compliment about Zepp.
Absolutely.
But how did it come about then that you got into a tribute band?
So I'd kind of gone through a little period of time that was a little bit of a downtime for me, and I wasn't in any bands actually for a bit. And that same guy who used to go to the House of Blues with me, it was sort of a novice guitar player, and he was putting together a group of guys that were just going to play in the garage. And he said, "Hey, do you want to come down and jam?" And I said, "Sure, I'll do that." So we jammed a little bit and some cover tunes. It was fun. I think we ended up playing a couple pizza places or something. And I get to a point where I thought, I really kind of I'm kind of wanting to play with, the higher level, like my peers, like, because
Yeah.
those guys were great and I love them and it was so much fun, but it was sort of, it was like different, vibe, so I actually, believe it or not, checked out, went on Craigslist and looked at what was out there and stumbled upon an ad for a Pete Townsend. And I remember thinking, because I love The Who, and I remember thinking to myself, God, I could probably do that. So I checked out their website. It looked pretty cool. The band was called The Who Review. Raleigh DeVore. That wasn't quite the Who generation yet, but it became that. Raleigh DeVore, Brian Paulson, and Joey Grillo, who actually plays drums for Aerosmith right now, were the band, and Fred Bency, who plays with he's the keyboard player for Missing Persons right now. They had a band, and so I called up Joey on the app. Well, it took me a couple of weeks to think about it. I'm like, because I really, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it right. So I thought a couple of weeks about it. Called him up and said, hey, I'm calling about your ad. He goes, oh, so first thing he asked me is, what do you look like? I go, well, I got a big nose, so if that helps. And he goes, well, at the start, so that was kind of funny. So we met at a Van Halen show, I think. Wasn't that, Nick? Van Halen? I think it was a Van Halen show. We met at the Grove. I met Joey, and we kind of hit it off, and I auditioned for him and eventually worked into that band. And did the Who Review for a couple of years. And well, actually, here's the thing, which was kind of funny. The very first show I did was August 31st in 2012, I think it was, the Orange Street Fair in Orange on the Circle. We actually played, we were the headliner on a Saturday night. And thank God I brought my Vox, because the high watt went out like 5 minutes before the show. So I brought my Vox, put it up, played that. And then the second show I did, which was 5 or 6 months later, was the World's Greatest Tribute Bands. The second show I did, in which I smashed an SG on the stage to pieces. And that entered a whole new chapter in life. Nick and I often talk about how that one phone call to Joey changed our lives in a way. It really did, because and especially when we got on the World's Greatest Tribute Band show, which I thank God for Katie Darrell and for all my friends that I've met on that show, that really, really altered the course of my career as a musician. I was able to get to know so many amazing tribute artists, including yourself, Jim. My buddy, whom I love, Mike McManus, who was amazing last week. I absolutely loved his show.
Yeah.
The Queen Nation guys, Kenny Metcalf as Elton in the early years guys.
Right.
I remember, I met the Damaging Boys, and of course Jan Johnson from Which One's Pink, and I could just go on and on. Lizanne Warner from Hot Dog and Butterfly, Michelle Tyler from Now Mirage. There were just band after band. The guys from Fortunate Son.
Oh yeah.
This was a group of people that became kind of a family, and gosh, what a privilege to be part of that. All these guys who are so talented, who love to do what I do and do it at a high level, and just the amount of respect and admiration you have for one another. It's just the coolest thing ever. I still thank my lucky stars every day for that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that was 2013.
Yeah.
So did you join the group in 2012, the Who generation? Did you join the group in 2012?
Yeah, so it was a bit of a long process in a way, because I think we actually connected in November of 2011, if I'm not mistaken. And at the time, they were, kind of looking for a sub. And so when I played with them and I auditioned for them, they actually liked what I did and started to confide in me that they weren't so big on their main guy, and would I be interested in being the main guy? And I said, sure, I'd be fine. But it took, like 6-7 months, because they had a few shows with the other guy. lined up, and so I kind of just bided my time. And for a minute there, I wasn't even sure they were going to want me to play. So, but they did, and it worked out really, really great. And to say August 31st, 2012 was my first show. In March of 2013 was the first time I was on the Access TV show. Okay. And then and what ended up happening, which was really interesting, was I thought it was sort of just a one and done thing, but Katie had another season, and Led Zeppelin was the finale of season 2 when we still had it at the Roxy. And so I went down there on my own because I was a fan. And this is before I knew you. I went down there by myself and watched everybody. Didn't know there was a little VIP section. I ran into Kenny and McAdams and Joe Heyer, who Joe Heyer is another gem. Hollywood U2, unbelievable. David Brighton, all these guys, just top notch. Anyways, I went to that show. I ran into Manny Dominguez for the first time. I think that was the first time I ever met Manny, was there. You guys had Jimmy Sakurai playing that night, and it was just a special, special night. But once I realized that it was sort of a thing, that the third season moved to the Whiskey A Go-Go, and Katie was nice enough to allow me to come to the VIP section where all my future friends and associates were hanging out, and that's where I got the chance to meet all my amazing friends who do these tribute bands that we love so much.
We're here.
We're back, Larry.
I lost you? There you are. What? I lost you for a second there. What did you say?
You said Katie was nice enough.
Yeah, I love Katie. She is amazing, and she is largely responsible for connecting us all. And the neat thing about it is that once we got connected, we were all in on each other because we just all loved each other so much. But Katie, she's just the greatest. I love Katie, and I'm so grateful for her. And she's still, we still all connect at the reunion parties, which Brenda, I know you're part of that. You do an amazing job putting that together for everybody.
Do another one. We're doing another one. 2022.
No, 2021, Larry.
No,
it's going to be December.
22. No, we have
never.
Make this an
I'm
annual.
ready, baby.
It's going to be
Go.
2022.
We have a blast. It's
We
awesome.
can't let COVID derail our annual events.
Manny
Love you,
said,
Manny.
Yeah. Okay. So, Larry, shortly after that, then I know that you became the musical director, and you were cast in the slot of Davey Johnstone in Kenny Metcalf's Elton John group. So, how did that all come about?
Great story too. It turns out that Kenny and I met at the Vineyard 25 or so years ago. Kenny was going there with his family when Shar and Desi were just young, maybe like 9 or 10 years old. I think I met him then. Interestingly now, Shar kind of runs the band, so it's kind of fun. But Kenny had just gotten off the road with Stryper a couple years earlier, and had met me. Was very complimentary of my playing when he saw me up on the stage playing with some of the worship leaders up there. I was playing lead guitar at the time. And we lost touch. Kenny changed churches and stuff. We lost touch for many, many years. The night I played Access TV with The Who, Kenny was there. I said, Kenny, what are you doing here? Like, what's up? And he goes, oh, I'm in an Elton John tribute. And we're playing on this show this season. And I just wanted to come and hang out and see what it was like and stuff. And so we reconnected then. And then I watched him on the show and was just floored by how amazing he sounded. He's one of those guys who just by luck of the draw, I guess, nature, where he sounds so much like early Elton. And I know some of it's work, but some of it's just, physical, whatever, that it's uncanny. It's almost like it's weird. Even on stage, I look over and go, whoa, man, that's crazy. you know, and so he's really remarkable. And so basically, I had been working with a Stones band for a little while, which was really fun. And Kenny, at a World's Greatest Tribute Band night, had said, "Hey, I have a couple of shows up north that I need a sub. Would you and Raleigh be willing to sub?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And I know Raleigh loved Elton John, so we did it. And then on the way back, Char goes, "Hey, would you be willing to be our first call?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. That's fine. That works."
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
been in ever since.
I'm telling you, Larry, you know as well as I do, there's a lot of great tribute artists out there. But when I listen to Kenny,
So
like
good.
on a tape or something like that,
So good.
I literally wouldn't think that was Elton. I
Yeah.
literally would think that was
He
Elton John
nails
singing.
it,
He is
nails
that
it,
close.
nails it.
He's got to be in the top 5 as far
Yeah.
as like singers to me. He is just absolutely incredible.
I agree. And one thing that I don't know if you know this, but when he was really, really sick with a disease that almost killed him. And
Yes.
when he was coming out of that, his drummer friend had said, "You sound a lot like Elton. Why don't you, do a tribute to him?" And he's like, "Really? Well, okay, let me do a recording and see how it goes." So he put together a recording of him singing "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road" and did all the backgrounds and all the stuff. And Evie, his wife, came home one day and he said, "Hey, who do you think this is?" And she goes, "Oh, that's Elton." And he goes, "No, that's me, actually." So he was even able to trick his wife, and I think at that point he realized, "Hey, I've got something here," So that launched him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible. Now, what year did you enter that group there? So we kind of keep it straight in our mind. This all came
20. Yeah, I think 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the third group. Hey, Kyle. Thanks for
Kyle.
joining us.
Kyle's going to be our guest in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Hey, Kyle.
Glad to,
What an amazing singer that guy is. Hey, and 4NR is amazing. And I hear a little birdie tells me from Facebook that they're going to have a Boston tribute, which I'm a huge Boston fan.
Oh,
so
man, me
looking
too.
forward to hearing that.
Yeah,
Could be good.
Wait to
Could be
hear.
good.
So after we met at the World's Greatest Tribute Band show,
Yeah.
We had talked to you, Gig and I actually.
I lost you.
Yeah, Gig and I had spoken to you about possibly doing some sub work in the long run. Man, I can't even remember what year that was, but it actually didn't become a reality until a few years later. So how did that all come about that you actually entered into the long run?
I seem to remember Gig talking to me at a game night about it. Maybe I don't remember which one was first, but it was right around the same time. But I remember talking to me at a game night and seeing if I'd be interested.
I think we lost.
All right. So we lost Lair. Lair's going to have to rejoin.
So, Larry, if you're watching us right now,
Here he is. We got him.
All right, guys.
We got him.
I started talking about Gig and I got kicked out, man. So, Gig asked me, I believe, at a game night. I could be wrong, but if I wanted to sub, and I said sure. I love the Eagles, as I was telling you guys earlier, that I actually used to listen to the Eagles all the time. I know all the music, back and forth, and so he called me one time about 2 weeks before a show at the Grove and said, "Hey, you ready to go?" And I said, "Nope." I got to try. So I woodshedded for 2 weeks and did my first show at the Grove in 2018, I want to say. And it was awesome, man. It was great band. I just love those guys. I love all, that music. It was a little bit harrowing. And I think that double neck got the best of me that night, I think. But overall it was good. I can't hear you guys. Sweetheart, I can't hear him. Oh. Oh shoot, hang on. I can't. Oh, there you are. Go ahead.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, got you now. Got you back.
Robin says, your humility warms my heart, Larry. You see and respect your fellow musicians the way that your fans/friends see you. Unparalleled musician with extreme talent. You are awesome.
Oh, thanks.
I mean,
Thank you, Robin.
Amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's, and oh, by the way, Kyle says that Rock and Roll Band, which is his Boston tribute, is going to be debuting in August of 2021. So
Woo!
maybe
Yeah.
if you and I aren't playing that night, we can go see
We'll
him.
go.
I'll be there.
What about me?
Oh, wait. No, you don't care about
I'm
stuff
going
like
too.
So,
Yeah.
you joined TLR. What year was that, Larry?
I think it was November of 2018, I think.
2018.
It was
Question
the
for you.
Grove.
yeah.
K-Tel All Stars, which
Yeah.
has blown up. How did that initially come together? Like, what was the seed in that?
I love that question. Yeah. So going back to what I said earlier about the Foundation Room, there was a band back then that would play there quite regularly called AM/FM, and they were a 70s rock band that were just amazing. One of the guys in the band was Ryan Brown, who ended up being David Brighton's drummer for a while, and he's now with Zappa, with Dweezil Zappa. And then there's a few other guys that the keyboard player was Burt Bacharach's MD, and then Zach Throne, you guys know, was the singer and guitar player who's an amazing talent. I think Shane Solosky's the bass player. And I remember being in the Foundation Room having dinner one night in this thing called the Captain's Quarters, and they started playing. I didn't know who they were at the time, and they're playing everything I love, man. They played Hot Blooded and Jet and all kinds of stuff that was just cool. And I'm sitting here eating dinner and looking at my friends going, man, these guys are really great. And then they kick into Bohemian Rhapsody. And I went, okay, wait a minute, guys, excuse me for a minute. I excused myself from the table and walked in the other room. There's 4 of these guys, and they crushed it. And I'm like, wow, this is what I want. This is it, man. It's exactly my jams. I think Bohemian Rhapsody is probably my favorite song of all time. I remember being 8 years old, doing the dishes and singing "Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia," like all that kind of stuff. And it was so special, and it stuck with me. And it was something like I always wanted to do. But and so one day we were on tour with Elton. We were driving in a car in Arizona. It was Charlene Lupton now, formerly Metcalf, Brian Paulson, myself, and I think Desi, or maybe it was Stephanie Brignoni, I can't remember. And I was telling him how much I wanted to do this band, what my vision was for it. And Char was listening to me, and she goes, I could book that band. I go, really? And it just made me think, okay, so it's not just me, right? It's like this music that from this era is so amazing to me. And there's so many artists and so many songs you can't do a full tribute to, like, for example, Nick Gilder or Elvin Bishop or something like that. But those songs that they did are still so there's got so much life in them and stuff. So I thought, if I could do a tribute to an era, that era of the 70s, there's tons of tribute bands or bands that sort of have the tribute to the era of the 80s down. And frankly, I grew up in the 80s, during high school and junior high, and loved that stuff as well. But when I thought about going back to that, what I was telling you guys about the Kiss thing, right? And
Yes.
and the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road and Boston and all those songs, all those albums that I used to hear and just be so blown away by. That innocence from that time, just hearing that music for the first time, there was something so magical about that for me. And and like a photograph, music can take you back to a point in time. And so there's these really sweet little memories that I associate with those songs. Like, you know, sometimes it's your first time you ever held someone's hand, or your first time you kissed someone, or your first time you snuck out of your house, and all these sweet little silly memories that you can. I mean, I remember talking about a song we haven't done yet, but we probably will at some point. Undercover Angel by Alan O'Day was a #1 hit. And Brian, our bass player, was like, dude, when I was in 4th grade, that was my jam. That was my girlfriend's song. That was my song for her, Undercover Angel. And I'm like, you know, it's funny because you listen to the words and it's ridiculous. It has nothing to do with, but you know, when you're a little kid, you know, you just think, you know, she's my undercover angel, man, you know, whatever. So you sort of associate those things. And I'll tell you guys, man, when we play some of those songs that like people haven't heard for many, many years, it just takes them right back to a time that was really sweet. You know, we were young, you know, and there was a lot of firsts, a lot of new things. You know, whether we sing Brandy or The Things We Do for Love, or Mama Told Me Not to Come, or we do the Partridge Family song, you know, I Think I Love You, and people just can't believe we're doing it. And it's, you know, and the truth is when I thought about doing that band, I thought, you know, I don't want to do a parody of it. I don't want it to make fun of that music. I don't want to wear, you know, Afro wigs or leisure suits. The songs are so amazing that I want them to stand on their own. And, you know, we'll dress period correct and all that. But, you know, the music, it stands on its own. And, you know, that's what we get from people all the time. They just go, man, I can't believe you played that song. I love that song. I haven't heard it forever. And we've gotten a lot of really, you know, committed fans from that. And it's really, really exciting. I mean, I remember one of the things that was really fun was when you guys came out to the Foundation Room at the Anaheim House of Blues, and just looking over and seeing these two big smiles.
So we had such a good time.
Such a blast, man.
Such a good time. Such a good time.
Yeah, in fact, so did you handpick all the members of the group there? And why was Jim Wooten your first choice at bass? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. No. What were you looking for in each member?
And why did you pick Jim?
Everyone had to be below 6'3". Just kidding. No.
I feel like Jim Wooten probably wasn't available.
Jim Wooten was unavailable. No, yeah. So like I said, I had Brian. Brian's like, yeah, I'll do that, you know, with you. And at first, I had Raleigh with me, Raleigh DeVore.
Yes.
And Raleigh went on to do, I think, his own stuff. He was doing like the Cheap Trick thing and that kind of thing. So he left, and I actually scouted Jeff Bryan, who's a keyboard player. Turned out, and I didn't know at the time. I was just, you know, just searching the local scene for keyboard players, and didn't realize that at the time he was actually in the Fool's Logic, which is a tribute to Supertramp, a really, really great tribute to Supertramp. And so I called him and explained. I just cold called him and I just explained who I was, what I was thinking, what I wanted to do, and he just was like, "Yeah, I'm in, man." And so we got him, and then when Raleigh left shortly thereafter, see, the 70s, all the stuff that we do is very vocal heavy. So I wanted to make sure everybody could sing. And so when I lost Raleigh, who was an amazing singer, drummer, I went to World's Greatest Tribute Band one night, and I was asking around, and Lori Kaiser, I asked her, and I said, do you know of any drummers that sing? And she said, I do. I know a guy in the South Bay, which is where I grew up, named Seth Christworth, and you should really check him out. So I friended him on Facebook and checked him out, and went down and I kind of snuck into one of his shows that he was doing at Hennessy's, just to kind of see him in his natural habitat, you know. And as soon as he started singing, I said, I want that guy in my band. Yeah. He is amazing. And then about that time, and was when Larry Cornwall, you know, had died. God rest his soul, you know. Yes. And Michael O'Mara was putting together the Larry Love Fest at the Gas Lamp as a sort of a celebration of his life. And the K-Tel band had gotten our first gig at a festival in Arkansas through Music Zirconia. And so I asked Kenny to sit in with me that night, for that festival, and Raleigh and Brian were going to be with me. And so Michael had called Kenny about the arrangements for Elton's band playing at the Larry Love Fest. And he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And Kenny says, "Well, I'm getting ready I'm woodshedding this 70s music for this band I'm playing with." And when he told Michael what the music was, he's like, "I need to be in that band." So Michael starts private messaging me on Facebook, and he's like, "Dude, I need to be in your band." I'm like, "What? Are you serious?"
Good band.
And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm serious." So he got in the band, and so that's how we sort of, I recruited those guys, brought them in, put them together, and it's been really special. We've had some great feedback, and we have amazing fans. I mean, I've had these wonderful people come from Arizona come watch us play because they just love us. And I feel very, very privileged to have that band, and people like Robin Rawls and Michael Stevens and those guys, and Joe Mersola and everybody, they're just fantastic fans. We're so privileged to have. I lost your audio. I'm listening. I don't have the audio.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, there you go. Got it.
Yes. So one quick question before we ask the final one. Kung Fu Fighting, is that a Seth vocal? Is that a Seth vocal?
Well, originally I thought it would be. To be on, interestingly, Michael stepped up.
Really?
and threw down. Michael Mara threw down, and it was off the chain, man. The whole crowd went crazy. I can't believe it. It was awesome.
I thought that had Seth written all over it when
I did too. Seth goes, "I don't know it," and I'm like, "Okay." And Michael's like, "Everybody was," it was awesome, man. I threw in the. Yeah.
Well, so now that things are opening up, how is your schedule shaping up, Larry? What kind of shows do you got on the horizon here?
I mean, really, really busy, as are you, I know. We got, this weekend I'm playing, as you mentioned, at the Oxnard Performing Arts Center with TLR. And then I've got a private show with Ktell AllStars in Thousand Oaks. And then we go on a short Midwest tour with Ktell AllStars, playing the Amphitheater, Corporate Show, and the Clyde Theater in Indiana. So we'll be in Ohio and Indiana. 2 shows in Ohio, 1 in Indiana, and kind of bracketing the July 4th weekend. So a little short Midwest tour. I come back and do some shows locally with TLR. I think we play in Redlands, and then I'm back out on the road again in Texas with Elton John band. A few shows out in Texas, and then we're playing locally again with Ktell AllStars on a public show in Corona on July 24th. I want to say it is one of the summer concert series there. And beyond that, I can't remember, but I'm going to post on my Facebook a whole list of songs eventually, or a list of shows eventually, so everybody can follow along and come to them if they'd like to.
So how private is that show in Thousand Oaks, and what date is it?
We'll talk offline about that one. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. We'll talk offline. No, but yeah, just wanted to say, how much myself and Nikki for sure love you guys. I mean, just as people. Hey, everyone knows that the Wootons are the greatest people, and truly, genuinely the sweetest and most loving people. And so I'm grateful for the life that we've sort of developed, when through the tribute band scene and through the world's greatest tribute bands and all that stuff. But we've become great friends, and that's what's been so rewarding too, is not just the shows we do, but the people we've met along the way. You guys are at the top of that list.
We love you. We love you so much.
You, brother.
We're so grateful for you guys in our life. It is.
Can't even
like,
tell you, man.
Everybody needs a BFF couple, and we have it. We have it. And And we are so blessed and grateful for it. I can't even say.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
You
love
guys
it.
have been such great friends to us, and man,
Thanks.
I can see us actually ending up
Being
in the
in
same.
an old person's home together.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing encore, going, God dang it, what's that song? Encore. Like shit, can't think of the freaking lyrics for that song. I tell you, man, the funniest guy playing encore is Chris Subkowicz, man.
Oh man!
Oh my God, he's
awesome.
like, yes, the one. Yeah, thank you. And you're like, no, you got to actually say lyrics. You have to sing the lyrics. You know, he's in his money. He's got the lyrics. You know. But
when that's happening, Larry.
No, and we are going to be in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, November. End of November together.
That's right.
For the third time.
Third time. That's awesome.
Lazy River, man. We're gonna be up Ships Creek.
Yeah. That's right, brother. Oh man. Well, thanks so much for being with us, Larry.
Thanks, you guys. I've had a blast.
Knickerbocker, as I call her, Knickerbocker.
Hey, come over here, Nick.
Knicker is a ball.
Come and say hi, Nick.
Hang on.
Come on in. Look at her. She's just give us a little hi, Nikki. We love this girl so much.
Oh yeah,
Knickers.
Two greatest people in the world.
We love
you guys.
This is our BFF couple.
Yes.
This is our BFF. We love you guys so much.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
can't
guys.
wait to spend some more time with you, Larry. It's going to be a blast. And we'll have a great show this weekend with TLR at the Oxnard PACC on Saturday night.
Thanks, you guys. All right.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye, you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye. So,
all right, you guys, what a good show. I mean,
you have that video, sir.
We do. So,
this is where we're going to be Sunday night, guys. El Portal Theater. We'll give you a little taste of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's Calvin. Okay, this is a.
Give your dad a day to remember at the El Portal.
Yeah.
Sunday night, we'll be there at 7. But they've also got a 2:00 show if you want to take your dad and enjoy some good Everly Brothers music.
Yeah, Father's Day.
So here it is.
All right.
Don't want your love anymore. Don't want your kisses, that's for sure. Bye-bye love, bye-bye happiness, and long loneliness. I think I'm gonna cry.
Our dad's an entertainer, and for so much of our childhood, he was playing Danny Zuko in the musical Grease.
Wow.
And since that set in 1959, before each performance began, they played all the great music of the late 50s. And it was the first music we ever heard.
So in our own way, we were raised on 50s music. So it's part
Which
of
ain't half bad, by the way. Some pretty good stuff.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up. We've both been sound asleep. Wake up, little Susie, and weep.
Reintroducing a whole lot of new fans to the Everly Brothers songs. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm sure when you guys are doing performances and shows, you look out there in the crowd and people my age and older are out there with tears coming down their eyes and they're thinking, man, you're bringing back some great memories.
The good times we had before you went away. Oh, dream.
getting to live those memories, relive them with people who grew up with that in that time, that generation. It's the moment we walked out on stage doing the first show.
Yeah.
We felt that, and we realized we're dealing with something
You're tapping into something
way bigger than ourselves.
Well, you know.
Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of that. Hi guys. Oh, we're here. All right, Here we are.
So that's where we're going to be on Sunday. Hopefully we can get Larry and Nikki to join us that night. That's going to be a blast.
Yep.
And so, guys, I forgot to mention, a lot of you have expressed some dismay about the fact that the Led Zeppelin show is sold out for Saturday night. But just 2 weeks after that, I want to encourage you to come out to the Saban Theater in Beverly Hills, because we are going to have a huge show there, recreating The Song Remains the Same. That film was premiered at the Saban Theater 45 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, Robert Plant, and John Bonham were actually there at that theater for the premiere of the movie back in 1976.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, guys.
We hope that you can make it. That's July 3rd at the Saban Theater.
Yeah, we have such a good time with all you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for joining us.
One other thing, Ray Kokel, I wanted to say, Ray says, great show. Thank you, Ray. I will have the privilege of playing in Ray's bread group called Pure Bread on September 6th. It's Labor Day. We're going to be playing up in Arrowhead,
Tammy, yes.
center stage up in Arrowhead. It's going to be a blast. The music of bread. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm so honored to be a part of the group for that show. Hope you can join us then. But until then, we hope to see you next week.
Yeah.
We have David
Brighton. You guys, David Brighton
from Space Oddity is going to be joining us.
He is
the ultimate tribute performer to David Bowie.
Musician.
So we're really, really excited about that. Make sure to mark your calendars and join us next Wednesday night. What is the date of that? The 23rd, I believe.
23rd.
So hope you can join us for that. Have a great night. God bless you all. Keep on rocking in the free world, and we will see you next week.
Next week, David Brighton.